Welcome back to Andy's Vintage Guitars. I'm Andy, and today I've got something really interesting again. So this is a Pedulla, which looks like your bars with frets. So it's quite an interesting bass I've got here. Look, there's a bit of a mystery around this one, and I'll tell you in a second. So the early Pedulla basses were actually, the basses were made of maple, and they're still made of maple, like in the mid 80s and whatever, like later 2000. He retired unfortunately a few years back, but they're all made of maple with like one solid bit of maple for the neck, and then the two wings, as you can see here. That's it. So 1, 2, 3 piece. Really well made, solid instruments, not heavy, but this is where it gets interesting. So this is not a buzz, but it's an EMS, and it's a really early one. So we're looking at 0336, so quite early, which dates these instruments 1980. The buzz actually came out in 1981. So how's it possible that this bass looks like a buzz with frets? Well, not sure, and especially has a top, and that's a feature that Michael Pedulla introduced later on. So the early buzz, they were fretless, but they did have just a plain maple, which is the early design. Now you can see the headstock. It says Pedulla Guitars Ltd. It's slightly different, and at the back you've got the serial engraved with EMS. So EMS, I've seen a few, and they did have a JB configuration. So all of it just to say this is very unique, and it looks like it's been reworked. Now, has it been reworked by Michael Pedulla? I'm not sure, I can't tell, but like the quality of the finish and everything, and the sound and sustain, it's just unreal. Also the tuners, so we've got Charlers on this bass, which actually came with the buzz. I have an 83 buzz in stock at the moment, you can see that on my website, and that buzz has the same tuners, has the same pickups, and overall is identical, okay? But it has a possible that this is like a buzz, but the buzz wasn't out yet. So what I think that might have been born as an EMS and then eventually got modified by Pedulla himself, because the quality, like everything, the finish, it's just spot on perfect. So it is a bit of an interesting thing. But anyway, let's go into details about the bass. So again, shallow bridges on the buzz, which I have on that 83, and this one still has the badass bridge. With the buzz, we have the shallow bridge, so my 83 has a shallow bridge, but this one has a badass too, which was typical of the early model. So like the, what was it called? EL, that's it. EL was the early model that had some weird, interesting features. Like I had one, had like 2 split coil, but they were reversed. So one just like that, the other one like, you know, opposite way. I had some interesting knobs and stuff. It was really experimental, I'll say. So I reckon Michael was still working around his basses, trying to find the perfect design. And then there was another guy that came along, I can't remember his name, but helped him out developing the buzz, which became fretless with the lacquered fretboard, ebony, and that's it. His biggest seller was born, which is the buzz. Alright, so this one still has the early badass too, and has 2 switches here. So the 2 switches, they for the single coil, serious and parallel, and one should be active and passive, and that's another feature of the buzz, which has an LED. This one has it. you know, hasn't have an LED. Then you go your pickup selector, and then you have volume and volume for the pickups, a general volume and a tone. So like there's like 3 volumes, but yeah, that's all it is. And I have found the similar stuff in the early EL from 1980. So this is like a full, I don't know, crossover between models, some sort of experiment. Someone that bought the early bass went back and say, I want to get a buzz, and got redone like this. So with the frets, this bass, it wouldn't be a buzz, will be an MVP, all right? So that was the fretted version of the buzz. And as I said, even the tuners, look, that they have been upgraded, but these are early 80s. So this conversation, pretty much just to say, the bass has been converted to a proper MVP buzz with frets, but leaving the early stuff. The pickups as well, early 80s. So it's an interesting one, and I don't know. I want to believe that this has been done by Michael because of the extreme good quality. But again, if it has been, he also added a top to it, like the Pedulla buds from the mid 80s onward. So a lot of things going on, but the instrument itself is absolutely delightful. So it's one-off. I've never seen another one like this. I had to have it, and it's just like perfect out of tune now. But we'll tune it up and we'll make some noise, and yeah, let's do that. Playability and the EMS 1980 Pedulla bass. Thank you for listening to me and all the blurb about like how this bass is unique and things have been changed, and no idea if it's coming from Mars or like any other planet, but it is a phenomenal bass and it's vintage and it's unique. It'll be up for sale on my website www.endisvintageguitars.com. You can find it on Reverb, and you'll find it listed on other places like Instagram. You'll find pictures, bits and pieces. You can always poke me if you have any question regarding any of the bass I got for sale or anything you're chasing. Thank you so much for coming back, taking the time to watch this video. Hope you enjoyed it, share it, like it, and I'll see you next time.